relationship with President Zelensky better now than things were in the Oval Office?
It was never bad. We had a little dispute because I disagreed with something he said, and the cameras were rolling, and that was okay with me. But we had a dispute. But look, he's in a tough situation, a very tough situation. He's fighting a much bigger force.
What did he tell you, Mr. President?
He told me that he needs more weapons, but he's been saying that for 3 years, He needs more weapons, and we're going to see what happens. I want to see what happens with respect to Russia. Because Russia, I've been surprised and disappointed, very disappointed that they did the bombing of those places after discussions.
What do you want Vladimir Putin to do?
Well, I want him to stop shooting, sit down and sign a deal. And we have the confines of a deal, I believe, and I want him to sign it and be done with it and just go back to life.
Iranian state media on Sunday said the death toll from a powerful explosion at the country's biggest port of Bandar Abbas had risen as firefighters worked to fully extinguish the blaze. Dozens of people are now counted among the dead and more than 1,200 are injured, state media reported. The initial moments of the explosion were captured in this CCTV footage. The blast shattered windows for miles around, tearing metal strips off shipping containers and badly damaging goods inside, state media said. Chemicals at the port were suspected to have fueled the explosion, but the exact cause was not clear. Iran's defense ministry denied international media reports that the blast may be linked to the mishandling of solid fuel used for missiles. Plumes of black smoke rose above the site on Sunday, and pieces of twisted metal and debris lay scattered across the blast site. By early afternoon, the head of Iran's Red Crescent Society told state media the fire was 90% extinguished. Negligence has often been blamed in a series of deadly incidents that have hit Iranian energy and industrial infrastructure in recent years. Iran has blamed some other incidents on Israel, which has carried out attacks on Iranian soil, targeting Iran's nuclear program in recent years, and last year bombed the country's air defenses.
Late yesterday evening, I and all Canadians were shocked, devastated, and heartbroken. What we know at this time is that at the Lapu Lapu Festival in Vancouver, an occasion to gather and to celebrate the vibrancy of the Filipino-Canadian community, 9 people were killed, and more than 20 were injured in what the Vancouver police are describing as a car ramming attack. I would like to commend the quick and compassionate actions of those at the scene and of our first responders. An investigation is ongoing to determine how and why this horrific attack occurred. Last night, families lost a sister, a brother, a mother, a father, a son, or a daughter. Those families are living every family's nightmare. And to them and to the many others who were injured, to the Filipino-Canadian community, and to everyone in the broader Lower Mainland, Vancouver, I would like to offer my deepest condolences and my wishes for strength and compassion in this tragic time.
Airbus has agreed a deal to take on some of the assets of key aerospace industry supplier Spirit AeroSystems. That's part of a carve-up with rival Boeing. The US giant agreed last year to buy back the aircraft parts maker for $4.7 billion in stock. It used to own Spirit but spun it off 2 decades ago. Now it's trying to reassert control over its supply chain as part of moves to improve quality control. Boeing has been under scrutiny following a series of incidents with its best-selling 737 MAX jet, for which Spirit makes the fuselages. But the reacquisition had faced a potential roadblock. Airbus too gets major parts from Spirit and didn't want to be dependent on a firm owned by its arch-rival. Now it's been agreed that the European company will take on several facilities. That includes some or all of plants in North Carolina, Northern Ireland and Scotland. All three make critical parts for its jets. As part of the deal, Airbus will also provide Spirit with a $200 million credit line. Airbus said earlier this month that the company would conclude a deal by the end of April, while Boeing's side is expected to close by mid-year. Last year, Spirit had warned its ability to keep going could be in danger if it didn't get help.
I did vote for Trump, and now I will deal with the aftermath of the tariffs. I compared 2024 first quarter to 2025 first quarter. I am down 70%. I'm not willing to say that that's due to the decisions of the administration yet, because my business does run in cycles. When it comes to the items that I import directly from China, like the pens, pencils, coffee mugs, keychains, calculators, that's all been affected immediately. I also had a quote for rubber ducks that I was working on, 5,000 rubber ducks. And my unit cost went from below 30 cents to just below 50 cents overnight. Consequently, that order of ducks is on hold. I also have 10,000 poker chips on hold. I have 2,000 hats on hold. This is all merchandise I could be selling right now. Yes, I do have some investments that are down, which is affecting me on the personal side. Now we're not sure which direction we want to go.
North Korea confirmed for the first time on Monday that it had sent troops to fight for Russia in the war in Ukraine. A state TV newsreader said leader Kim Jong-un ordered the deployment, adding that it, quote, proved the firm alliance between the two countries. According to state news agency KCNA, Kim's decision to deploy came under a strategic partnership treaty he signed with Russian President Vladimir Putin last year. Citing North Korea's ruling party, it said the move has helped Russia regain control of its western border region Kursk, territory that had been occupied by Ukraine. North Korea sent an estimated 14,000 troops, including 3,000 reinforcements, to replace its losses, Ukraine has said. Ukrainian forces have previously released video showing what they say are North Korean troops in Kursk. Reuters was able to verify the location of the footage, but not the date or the troop affiliations. Pyongyang has also supplied weapons, including munitions and missiles, South Korea has said. On Monday, Putin expressed his personal gratitude to Kim and his country, calling those who gave their lives to fight heroes. Russia acknowledged the North Korean deployment for the first time over the weekend and said Ukrainian forces had been expelled from the last Russian village they were holding in Kursk. Kyiv has denied the claim and said its troops were still operating in parts of Russia. South Korea's defense ministry spokesperson said Monday's confirmation of the troop deployment was an admission of criminal act. The government also condemned the North for what it called an inhumane and immoral decision to send its young people to battle in a move to prop up its regime. The U.S. State Department has demanded an end to the deployment and any support by Russia in return. It also said Russia has violated UN Security Council resolutions by training North Korean soldiers.